the tasks right now before I move on to the next section. No questions about who gets to be imposter or who gets to be a crewmate or dead bodies or emergency meetings. Only questions about the tasks I just explained. Slam.
Is there gonna be like a map? Like how will we know where the tasks are?
Yes, so Sam said, where's the Zoomers?
They could. I'm gonna go up and talk to them really quick.
Sam's question, 4th grade, if you didn't hear that, was, is there gonna be a map so we know where? Yes. I don't know where they will be yet. I'm gonna be out there for probably at least 4 hours tonight setting all this up. And I will mark, and I have a map printed that I'm taking with me, and I'm gonna mark where I put each one. Before we begin the game, while we're all together at the headquarters, we will go over that map so that you know. And if you forget, you'll have to ask someone else. But you will know before we start. Akoi. How do you know which task to do? I will have a dry erase board at the main area, and it will have a list. In this round, you need to do these amount of tasks. Because we are the first group to ever play this game, like I didn't get the directions off the internet for this. I made this up completely 100% by myself, which means I probably made some mistakes. It's called beta testing. Before games are actually released in real life, they have people play them to find out, oh, look, this was a problem. This is something you didn't think of, or this is a way you could make this better. We might be finding out that some of these things are failures and that they need to be tweaked to be a better game. Yeah. Other questions about these tasks? Yes, Ellie. Is it about one of these boxes I just described? Other questions about these tasks? Okay. So let's talk about everything else. I didn't say questions. I'm going to talk about it because that's the whole point. We will explain to you in more detail the process the day of. But essentially, crewmates and imposters will be chosen randomly through a deck of cards. You will pick a card from a pile, and you will very surreptitiously, which is a word here that means secretly, look at that card. Its value will tell you if you're an imposter or a crewmate. I'll explain how you'll know who the other imposter is on Thursday. I'm not going to do that now. But the imposters will know who the other imposters are. I'm not sure if I'm going to have 2 or 3 imposters. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Okay? Yeah, but there's 15 people in a cohort. Again, you're relating it too much to the video game. You gotta like expand your horizons and think we're playing in 15-person groups, not 6 to 10. There are a couple of things which I have not shown you, kind of intentionally, and because they're in a box. But there are ways that the imposters can sabotage the ship and win the game. They are different. Let me go through it before you ask questions. They are different than the tasks that I just explained in these boxes. No, imposters are not allowed to go and undo the work that was done on these boxes. So if you are an imposter, you go to electrical and you see someone connected all the wires, you may not disconnect all the wires, imposters. That's where it goes back to, this game is going to take a lot of honesty and control and respect for that. If you cheat, you're ruining the game for everyone. If a task is done by the crewmates, it's done. It cannot be undone. However, if you're in the imposter, you can go fake tasks. You can look at your buddy and say, hey, I'm running to storage. I'll get that done and then I'll meet you back at the reactor. And then just not go to storage. That is a way you can get people to not complete tasks. But if someone built an entire pyramid and you came up and kicked it over in front of them, I'm kicking something too. You out of the game. Booyah. I just thought of that one right on the fly. The sabotage tasks include creating a chain reaction. And to do that, there will be a location where there is a box of dominoes. It is a 2-person sabotage task. So there's your risk, imposters. If any of these other people see you working at the domino station, they're gonna know you're the imposter. So you better go hurry up and kill them before they can call an emergency meeting. Oh, and we're not actually gonna kill each other. Stun, we're gonna just stun each other. I'll talk about emergency meetings in a minute. So once you set up all the dominoes, you then have to knock them over in such a way that they all fall down like a chain reaction. That's how it got there. All right, the next one is called disable the shields. Hopefully I can get this one to work. You just put your hand down. I'm not calling on you. You didn't notice that yet? Okay, so save your arm strength. Unless you just want to work out, then keep your hands up. Or I have a former parent who knew I loved Star Wars and went to Disneyland and brought me back a thermal detonator from Return of the Jedi. When you turn on the thermal detonator, it starts counting down. When the countdown hits 0, it explodes. The saboteur can place the thermal detonators at the shield task. If the bomb goes off before a crewmate turns it off, the ship blows up. I'm a little worried about this one because we're so far away. An imposter could set this off and none of us might not even know if it went off or not. Even the imposter might not know, because they might want to set the bomb and then leave so that they're not caught at the scene of the crime. So we'll see if this one works, but right now it's not working. I thought it was batteries, but it takes really strange batteries. So I have to go buy those batteries tonight and then hopefully they're working. Nope, unless it's an emergency. You have an emergency? No. Okay, great, hold on then. All right, lastly, there is a third sabotage task the saboteurs can use. Okay, again, I'm a little iffy on this one if it's gonna work. I have this ball, and it looks like a ping pong ball. And on either side, there's an exposed piece of metal. Well, your bodies conduct electricity, right? That's why your parents have always told you, you know, don't play near power lines, or don't stick a fork into a socket. Because if you touch electricity, it will go through your body. So this ball works that if 2 different people hold it and touch the other side of metal, the ball will all of a sudden start flashing, making flashes of light and making a very loud noise. If the imposters, but see again, here's the strategy part. If I saw Cole and Sammy Steinberg running over to where the energy ball is, I know they're the imposters. So now it's a race to call an emergency meeting, because if I can call the emergency meeting first, I can out them before they can use the ball. Okay? I'm a little iffy though, because if you just ran over there and grabbed the ball, the game's kind of over, and that's not going to be fun for everybody. So we'll see how that works. I might have to tweak that rule. I might get rid of it. I'm not sure. Now let's talk about emergency meetings. Again, we'll figure this out on Thursday. You guys, your input during this beta test will be super important, because what I hate when I play Among Us is when the game just starts, everybody leaves the cafeteria, and within like 5 seconds, someone calls an emergency meeting. And we're like, come on, dude, we haven't even had a chance to do anything. So I'm thinking about how to make sure we can limit the amount of unnecessary emergency meetings that can be held. The one idea that I am sure of is how we report dead bodies. I mean stunned bodies. Oh, and since it's the 4-5 play, we'll say people who get stunned have stage fright. That way we don't have to actually kill anyone. So it might be that you cannot call an emergency meeting unless you discover a dead body. Oh wait, before we do this, I should talk about how people get stunned.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, this is my current thinking. This is how we'll start the first game on Thursday. If it doesn't work well, then we will adjust as the day goes on. Secrecy is key. And again, I'm gonna circle back to where I started. Honesty, control, what was the other term I used? Personal responsibility. If you do not follow what I'm about to say, you're kind of a ruiner. And you're ruining the game for everyone else. My thinking right now is that if you are an imposter and you want to kill someone, all you have to go do is walk up and say, and lightly,
Kind of sus.
you kind of sus. And all you have to do is lightly touch them on the shoulder and say, and I wouldn't scream it, and I wouldn't whisper it. Well, maybe you want to whisper it if you think they can hear you. All you have to say is stunned. If you get stunned, you must lay down on the ground right where you're standing. And more importantly, you must keep your mouth shut. You cannot scream. You cannot say, Siraj, why did you kill me? You